Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the New Hampshire Great Outdoors. I'm at base camp. It's an area that's not too far away from where I live, and it's deep enough in the woods to get away from the hustle and bustle of life, all the BS from work. It's been a hard week. It's now Friday, probably around 3 p.m. Temperature is 70 degrees, nice breeze, it's sunny, perfect condition, no bugs out. Decided to come out here. I've got an area that I'm going to go and try and set up 2 stealth cams to try and capture some deer. And I've also got an area not too far away. I believe it's a beaver dam's there. I'm going to set one up there, see if we can get some action. We're going to set up camp, have ourselves a little meal, some coffee, and relax and try and enjoy the rest of this day. So let the adventure begin. First camera I'm going to try and set up will be by the beaver dam. It's not too far from base camp, but it's long enough. I've seen some tracks around. I think there's a lot of deer in the area. It just rained out hard yesterday, so the ground's pretty packed down, so it should be pretty easy to see some of the tracks that are around. But I've been trying to capture some bears, and I've got one area that I want to try soon before they all start getting ready to hibernate, which we still have a couple of months. They're going to fatten up, so they're really going to be wanting to eat a lot. But I haven't gone for the smaller animals lately, so I'm going to try a beaver dam, see if we can get some beavers, maybe some raccoons or whatever. And my other camera I'm going to set up will try and be for specifically deer. This is my stealth cam. Got a nice stand on it. It's adjustable, it pivots. Should be able to set it up in a good spot. We shall see. Coming up to the beaver dam area now. I know the weather's been kind of dry lately. I don't expect the level to be too high. Try and see if there's been any action in the beaver dam lately. Maybe even across the beaver dam, see if there's any tracks over there. Try and figure out exactly where I want to set my camera up. Yep, I knew it was around somewhere. This is the beaver dam I was talking about. It's not a huge one, but it's also just been so dry that the level of the water is not really the highest. We did get some rain. Don't know if there's really going to be any activity here. I might go and try and set it up over the far side. See what kind of action I can go to over there. See if there's any tracks. The area I've chosen to set my camera up, as you can see, it's right behind me. I'm basically aiming it at 2 areas. I'm aiming it at the beaver dam, and on the side of the marshlands there seems to be a lot of leaned over and stomped down grass, and I believe some animals have been traveling along the edge of the marshlands, and a lot of times animals use the beaver dam as a bridge to cross. So what I've done is set it up where I'm trying to get, animals coming off the marshland area, maybe crossing the beaver dam. There's also another trail right next to it, so this is like an intersection. They're all converging into this spot. Here's the marsh area where I believe the animals have been traveling right along here. Grass does look like it's kind of stomped down a little bit. Gonna come over. Here's my camera right there. Seems to be another little trail heading that way. Some access behind me, behind the camera, and right to the beaver dam, where a lot of times they cross. And I actually saw some fresh tracks on top of the dam. So we're gonna set it and see what we can get. This will be camera number 1. For those that have never used a camera, this is a pretty a pretty basic setup. It's called the Stealth Cam Deceptor. And how you set it up is you're going to open it up. There'll be an on and off switch, turn it on. There's going to be 3 green lights. You need all 3 of them to light up and stop blinking. That means you've got one, that means you have a SIM card inside. The second light means you're connected, cell phone towers, whatnot. And the third one means that you were connected to the system and you're able to receive the videos and pictures. But we're gonna set it up now and see if we have reception here. So you basically open up your camera. There's an on and off switch right here. And like I said, there's 3 lights. One is the SIM card, one's a signal, and one's a connection. Here we got 1. Here's 2. And you heard that click. They're all solid. That means it's set and ready to go. I always like to stand behind the camera, down at eye level, try and see what angle it's pointing at, whether it's pointing too far at the ground, whatnot. I think we're gonna be good. Crossing the beaver dams, you'd think is easy. It's not as easy as it looks. Everything's loose, you can sink, you can sprain your ankle. Gotta be careful. At least there's a water supply for the area. But, yep, you gotta cross this area very carefully. Almost fell. Nope, we're good, we made it. All right, now that we've got the first trail cam set up, we'll head back to base camp, grab the other one, head out to a different section, set it up, and see if we can get some good tracks for some deer. And then set up the camp and get something cooking to eat, because I am starving. In case you don't notice, I ate a lot. But and some coffee would be really good. But let's get the second one set up and start enjoying some peace and quiet and relaxation. As I was walking back to base camp, I just saw an area by the tree that seems like it was dug out recently. Not sure by what. I don't see claws or anything, but probably just an animal looking for insects or whatever. But this area to me looks like it was just dug out. If you keep your eyes open, you'll always be able to see signs of tracks and animals, activity. Try to always keep my eyes scanned side to side, looking at the ground. Also just listen. If you hear branches breaking, things like that, something could be nearby. But we're gonna head over here and set up the other camera. The area I've decided to put the deer camera is on the far side of this run. It's a nice trail, nice animal trail. We're coming up on it now. Love this area. This trail is used quite often. I've gotten a lot of coyotes, bobcats, deer. Love to travel down the path of least resistance, but there's a lot of open woods here. A lot of places easy for animals to travel. I think what I'm gonna do is put it at the end of this trail where it really widens, because they'll come to this narrow area and almost travel through it. I say I'm just looking for tracks as I go, but it has opened up to a very large area. Even down there, that could be easily a trail for animals to go down. But this trail continues on this way. I'm thinking of putting it somewhere in this area. Not sure where yet. It's so hard to really get what you think is the right spot. You know, like I said in a previous video, it's just like gambling. You win some, you lose some. You never know. Not too far is another big water source. So I'm like right in the middle. This is another where it feels another excellent area for animals. I think I'm gonna go just a little bit further and set it up. All right, coming up to an area. Here's some areas right here. Look at this. Here's an area all scratched up. Definitely fresh. So right over that hill is a marsh area. I don't know whether to leave it down here, which still in both directions has a good area for animals to travel, or if I should go on top of the hill. Before I choose, I'm just going to take a walk up to the top, see what it looks like. Maybe it's got no tracks at all, maybe there's tons of them. Like I said, it's pretty hard to decide. And on this one, I only have a tree strap for my camera. I don't have the stand. Ooh, look at this one. Some nice tracks up here. There's a couple of them. So obviously some's been in this area, and I think this is going to be the spot I'm going to choose. I'm almost up on the top of the hill. Here's an open clearing over here. I think I'm going to choose this area right over here. The tracks go right through here. Is a nice big opening. See if I can get a tree. This one right here. I'd have all that area to scan. That's where it's going. Here we have the second camera set up. It's up and operational. Check the view. You got this long stick that could set it off if the wind starts blowing, but this will basically be the view. Anything going by, I'll get it. And again, let's make sure by setting it, you need all 3 lights solid. When you hear it click like it took a picture, that means it's set. Setting the camera, turn it on. I should get good reception out here. Some areas I go to, you get nothing. It sucks how you go that far out, you do so much effort. Oh, yep, it's gonna go quick. Listen for the click. There it is. All set and ready to go. Check the angle. I like it. We're good to go. Since we're so close to it, walk over and show you the marsh area. It's good. It's good to have, you know, a water source for all the animals in the area. If there's nothing for miles and there's just one water source, you know things hang out there. This is the very top of the hill, and of course I see tracks. There's more tracks right here. That one's pretty fresh. Right here. So there's definitely things in the area. And when you see that, you know, you always change your mind. Like, maybe I should go up here. There's a nice water area down there. Grassy area through everything. So it should be a good spot. I know a lot of things will travel up here, but we shall see. So I'm kind of happy, even though I almost just tripped. So success, able to go out here and set up both my cameras in fairly good spots. You don't just set it up blind, which sometimes I have, and I've gotten great videos. Saying you never know what you're gonna get. Some examples of some of the animals I've captured on my cameras. I've got some great videos of the bobcats, some close-up, some far away footage. Some really great ones of a deer. It was a female. We played like hide and go seek for days. Any place I'd put my camera, and I actually changed the location because I was like, I get this deer all the time. So I move it, try and get something else. And sure enough, that morning, here she comes, checking it out. And she's done it many times. So I actually took it out of that area where she's probably upset now, but. And another one, I went and set up a trail cam near like a pond. And within 2 minutes, a bear came. Kind of wish I hung out there because I would have liked to seen it in person. But definitely freaky to have one that you know was that close to you. Got some raccoons and, you know, a good variety. Whatever land you're on, whether it's yours, then you really don't have any issue, but make sure you know whose land it is. If it's, you know, public land, that's one thing. If it's privately owned, you need the owner's permission to even be on it. But it varies state by state. But in my state, you need written permission by the landowner to set up a trail cam, which I do have permission out here. This is not my land, but I do have permission to be out here. I can film, I can set up my cameras, and he actually enjoys it because he likes to know what's on his land as well. So it's a win-win. All right, we're approaching base camp. I'm gonna set up the stove, get some coffee going, some food. I am starving. Yeah, it's breaking out the stove. I love this 2-burner stove. It is so awesome. All my supplies, a chair. Let's see, what are we gonna have? We are gonna have chili mac and beef. 13 grams of protein. Just add water, ready in 10 minutes. Take a look, see what it is. It's basically the Walmart edition, but it's okay. Never tried this one, we'll see how it is. And we're gonna need some coffee, water. We got old Folgers Nasty. That is awesome. And what I did is I took an empty bottle of ibuprofen and filled it up with my sugar because I need sugar in my coffee. But small, does the job. Anything else I want? No. Propane, and let's break out a cup. A little cooking set. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to go camping, you know. Everyone's like, oh, Walmart has lousy camping equipment, which for the most part they do. Their tents, not really the best in the world, but I mean, you can go and set up a tarp and you can have a tent, you know, put a tarp over the tent, a cheap tent that you don't know is waterproof or not. Just put a tarp over it. You can get one for like 20-30 bucks, a big one. And suggestion, get it a lot bigger than your tent. Now you put it in a V, cover your tent, and it'll extend out another 10 feet, put some poles on it, and at least you have a living area under some shelter if it's raining. Really good setup. Hook up the propane to the tank. Make sure you don't cross thread it, that would be bad. And what I like to do, so I don't waste, you have your mug with some schmegma in it. Fill up your mug with how much you're going to be using. I'm probably going to have like 3/4 of the way full, almost all the way full. And that's how much I'm going to pour into my kettle. That way I know that's exactly enough for my coffee. And then I'll do the same. I got to see how much water this takes. There's usually a fill line. Carefully add 1.5 cups. All right, now we know. Little cast iron pan. Put that back in there. We won't be needing it. But just in here, I can have everything I need in just one cooler. My tarp, my tent, everything set up really nice. Can't relax if you don't have a nice place to sit. And these chairs are awesome. You know, they're collapsible, they come in a small bag. This as well goes right into my cooler. Doesn't take really any time to put it together. Self-explanatory, where each hole goes. Like I said, for cheap money, you have a chair. Okay. It's not too difficult. There we go. All right. Feeling pretty good. Soon we'll have our coffee. And we are ready. Got some good old Folgers Nasty. These single packs are so awesome. I said, and this is, like I said, keeping my sugar in it. A little bit, maybe a little too much. This should be a perfect mugful. Yes. Gotta have your coffee. We might as well just start the water for our chili mac and beef. It says 1.5 cups. We're gonna have to guess on this one. We shall see. It's probably nearing 2 cups, but turn on the stove again. Get the water going. Tell you, I haven't eaten all day. I am just starving, so this is really just going to be a snack till I get home. But anything's better than nothing. Let's see how many calories this thing has. 460 calories. Has 60 grams of carbs, 6 grams of sugar, 12 grams of fat, 26 grams of protein. Oh, let's look at sodium. Sodium, 300 milligrams. Writing's kind of small, but it says 58% of your recommended daily allowance, so very high in salt. Doesn't matter, I'm starving. We're eating it. And while we're waiting for the water to boil for our dinner, it's coffee time. Cheers, everybody. Not bad at all. But this is what I've been waiting for all day. To just be able to kick back, relax, to peace and quiet. How was your week? I'm sure it was rough. Some weeks just seem like they take forever to get over with, especially when you're doing a job that you're not too thrilled about doing. For me, I've been painting someone's house for like the past 2 weeks. And what that sound is, means it's ready for dinner. Yep, definitely hot. See how this goes. Is it easy to open? Of course not. So, there we go. A little bit of teeth action. So this is freeze dried. What do we have? It actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know if it looks like 460 calories, but that's what it looks like before you add the water in. Make sure we stir this up good. It really doesn't look too bad. Then we'll seal it up and let it sit for around 5 minutes and see how it goes. So like I was saying, it's been a rough 2 weeks. I'm painting a house, the entire inside of the house. It probably would have been better had I been painting the outside. The person that we're painting it for, she's a professional painter. She paints like realistic looking murals of buildings, your pets, whatever. So I'm like, this lady is gonna be picky. And she is. So it's been taking a lot longer than we thought. So it has, it's just been stressful. It's not really my, cup of tea, my specialty to be painting. I can do it, but I'm not great at it. I usually do like landscaping. I've built swimming pools for 40 years, and I keep, not that I get bored, but I like new challenges, different adventures, just like being out here, a different adventure every day. But I'd rather be outside working if I had the choice than being in a warehouse. I just heard a large branch break, like something was walking around. But see if something comes walking by, that'd be interesting. But like I said, this is the time I've been waiting for. It's so peaceful out here. I can still hear cars though. I'm a little too close to civilization, but I don't see it. It's better than being at home right now. Anything to get out into the great outdoors. Cheers, everybody. Yes, sir. So getting back to my trail cams, I want to include, if I don't do it in this video, it'll be the next one. I've got probably 55 videos of various animals. Some of them, like the deer I was telling you about, I've probably got 5 of her. Oh, bugs are starting to come out a little bit. But the bear, I really want some more bears. I only have one. It was a close-up and it was still cool, but you know, the fact that it was my cell phone went off within 2 minutes of me planting my camera up. That was pretty freaky. It was like, you know, the bear was sitting there checking me out the whole time. But besides that, the only other hobbies besides, you know, trying to come out into the woods, whether it's hiking, you know, going up to a mountaintop. I could be on a mountaintop all day and not be bored, just enjoying the view. Swimming, I love swimming. Get me to the beach. Love doing that. Pretty obvious, I love working out. I've been a power lifter probably since the age of 15 when I went to my first competition. Got my ass handed to me. And that was a that was a lesson to learn. But it taught me that unless you get up to a certain level, like I did my research and I saw other people my age, my weight class, and how much they can do. And when it comes to powerlifting, if you're only bench pressing like in the 300s, you got no business showing up to a powerlifting meet. As soon as I got into the 400s, all right, I could place and probably come home with a trophy. But once you start getting over 500, you know, you got a good shot of winning. And I've won 16 championships, including the Nationals and the World Championship. I actually have a World Championship belt, which is pretty cool. I had a world record in curls. I don't know if anyone's beaten it yet, but I got 275 pounds on a strict curl, which means that you have to put your heels, your butt, and your shoulder blades against a wall and curl that weight up. And I got 275. Screamed at the top of my lungs, but I got it. My best bench, I got 530. I tried 535 and totally tore myself apart. I've had so many injuries. I'm 56 years old now. My professional powerlifting days are done. I just try and really just stay in shape. I've torn both of my biceps, my hamstring, both rotator cuffs. You name it. It's been brutal. I went and, I've got 2 crushed discs in my back currently. And I also have one other medical issue that I'll get into that a different time. It involves my legs, involves my nervous system, but that could be a long story. So we'll just hold off on that. But you know, it's not good to beat on yourself, especially for just a trophy. If it was for money, I'd be all over it again. But right now, I'm getting a little older. I just want to relax. I don't want to deal with any of the bullshit of life. You know, just getting out here. There's no problems out here. There's no one complaining. There's no one bitching. There are no bills to pay out here. As soon as you get them out of these woods, yeah, reality hits you again. But for right now, I'm just going to enjoy my coffee, enjoy the scenery. Got a straight view of the sun setting. It's a good night. All right, I think it's been around 5 or 10 minutes. Let's take a look and see how we did. Actually, it smells really good. Wow. Looks really, really good. I don't know if it's as good as Mom would make. There's a good amount of meat in there, and it smells amazing. Bon appetit. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it looks really, really good. Big chance. Okay. That is great stuff. A little spicy. Tons of meat. Here comes somebody. Look at that, that was a tree that fell. I don't know. I'm eating. So I got up to keep my eye out because there isn't a vehicle out here. I'm the only one out here. And I'm sure you heard that. That was loud. I still hear it. Something's over there. Gonna keep my eye open while I eat here. It probably smells my dinner. You can't have it. This is mine. Don't you hate it when someone interrupts your dinner? It's like getting a phone call. I almost want to go down there and take a look. Which I might. I keep listening. I heard another crunching of sticks, so it wasn't just, you know, deadfall. It wasn't just a tree falling down. There's no wind, there's no nothing. Weird. I can't get over how good this is, though. So if you ever want to try a Walmart one, the chili mac and beef, it's $10. But, I mean, look at this. Look at that chunk of meat right there. That is a big slab of meat. The 500 calories ain't nowhere enough for me. I usually try and take in probably 4,000 calories in a day. And it's hard to get that much protein in you, because for whatever you weigh, say I weigh 240 pounds, to build muscle, you want to be taking in per gram the same as your body weight, so 240 grams of protein a day. And your body can only handle so much at one time. Like 35, 50 grams at a time is good. Probably every 4 hours, something like that, taking another 30 to 50 grams of protein. It's almost impossible to do it just by food alone. That's why you need a protein drink, some other supplements. Another huge chunk of meat. All right. I'm gonna shut off the camera for a little bit, enjoy my meal, because I'm sure I heard something else. So you don't want to watch me eat all night. All right, I'll be back. And I noticed right next to base camp, more tracks right next to me, heading off into the woods that way. Which means they definitely came in from this trail, right through there. And that's where I went. So hopefully we'll have some good luck right here. Good to the last drop. Spicy sauce with macaroni, beef, beans, freeze-dried. I thought there were beans in there. I'm telling you, that added to it and made it so good. Sometimes it's not just worth it. It's not worth it to use a spoon. Just pour it in your mouth. And that, my friends, is that. Rating of 1 to 10. I'm gonna list this for a Walmart one. I'm gonna list this as a 7.5. I bet better, but I'm definitely satisfied. Hold on, I just noticed it says 2 servings. No, definitely not. I kind of wish I had 2 more of these. That would have been 6 servings. That's how much I definitely could have handled. I keep looking down that trail. I think I'm gonna see something come out. I am hearing noises, but that one that we heard earlier, that was insane. The great outdoors. You never know what you're gonna come across or what's gonna come across to you. Even looking up, how many times you probably walked right past an owl and didn't even know it? I've only seen like 3 owls in the past like 5 years. I came really close to one. I've got a video of one. Really nice. Found it at work. And it wasn't afraid of any of the noise we were making. We had power tools going on. We were making a lot of noise. But it was just sitting there staring at you. Like, what are you doing? All right, everyone, that brings this episode to a close. All good things must come to an end. At least I was able to come out here for a few hours. Did you hear that? A few hours to enjoy myself, relax after a long week. It's not like tomorrow I have a day off. Tomorrow's adventure for work. I have to repair and put a new liner in a 30-foot round above ground swim pool that has been neglected by their owner. That should be interesting, but probably be the last one of the season. Not too many people are swimming. It's October, but this is a time where people want to get a head start on next year. If I get the repair done now, don't have to worry about it in the spring when everyone's in a rush to get it done, and it's good money. So I thank you very much for sharing this time with me. If you like this episode, please, it doesn't take much time. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a lot. It motivates me to keep doing this for myself, for you, so we can all have a good evening in the great outdoors. And a reminder, in probably around 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I'm gonna be going on a camping adventure into a state park right by the lake, probably for 2 nights. Kind of hope that I'll get some rain or some good weather, at least sometime during there, make it a little more interesting. But I hope you join me in that adventure. And until then, enjoy yourself, be safe, and until next time, enjoy the New Hampshire great outdoors. Good night.